and showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the ChannelPro 5-Minute Roundup. A look at news, trends, and tips for the SMB channel in 5 minutes or thereabouts. My name is Rich Freeman. I am executive editor of the ChannelPro Network. I am also a co-host of this program. I am joined this week, as I am every week, by your other co-host, Erick Simpson, a business transformation and improvement advisor to MSPs and other IT providers. And you are colorfully attired today, Erick. For those watching on video, what's the story?
Well, Rich, I just got done conducting my very first MSP happy hour. In fact, here is the Cyber Cosmo that we sent out. Everyone that registered for it, we sent out the recipe. We had a funny little video, me and my son, of how to mix the drink with bloopers and everything. And we just had a really good time with a bunch of partners and colleagues. And it was just a nice, little event to blow off some steam, to chit chat, to tell a few jokes, to give away some prizes, and just do something different. And I had a lot of fun, and attendees had a lot of fun. So I'll be doing these every month. So look out for invites from me to join our next MSP Happy Hour event.
Can people find out about this at ericksimpson.com?
Yeah, ericksimpson.com/MSP Happy Hour. Made it simple.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
This was not a plug by me, folks. I'm just learning about this now as you are. That does sound like a lot of fun. We should dive into our content, but very quickly, tell me what makes that Cosmo Cyber.
So this is a combination of vodka and triple sec and lime juice, and I think that's pretty much it. And shake it up with some ice. If you go to ericksimpson.com/MSP Happy Hour, you'll find the entire recipe along with that funny video that my son, the mixologist, and I did. So the recipe and how to make it is all up there at ericksimpson.com/MSP Happy Hour.
Okay, sounds good. Check it out, folks. Now let's dive into our top story of the week here. And oddly enough, Erick, this is a story that I have still not found the opportunity to write about yet, even though it's kind of a huge thing to everyone in the audience right now. And that's just a reflection of my schedule lately. But last week, Microsoft announced that come October, they are going to be completely shaking up their partner program. And I mean, they're changing the name from the Microsoft Partner Network to the Microsoft Cloud Partner Program. And that's really just the starting point. They're taking all 19 competencies that they had before, throwing them out, replacing them with 6 solution areas. They're throwing away the silver and gold designation. They're replacing that with 2 new designations: solutions partner or specialist. And in some limited cases, it might be expert instead of specialist. The thing I really kind of want to dive into, though, is what they are calling the partner capability score. And this is a scale that's going to run from 0, presumably, to 100. And this is how they're basically going to measure your standing within the program. You're going to need to be 70 or better to get that solutions partner designation. You have to do even better than that to get the specialist designation. I am still kind of learning about how hard or easy it is to get to 70. But I'll tell you, my initial impression is it's not easy. And they're doing this, I'm sure, for a reason. They've got 400,000 partners out there right now, and they're really, I think, trying to kind of zero in on the ones who are most aligned with them strategically. So here are the 3 ways that you earn points toward the partner capability score. Net customer adds, so adding more customers to their, and particularly the cloud partner base. Certifications, that's going to be a more familiar one to folks in the audience here, but getting more people trained in your organization and at higher levels. And then usage growth and number of solution deployments, which they're calling customer success. So that's cross-selling, upselling, let's say, within the existing accounts that you have. I mean, basically, what they're looking to do here is drive consumption. They want more customers consuming Azure. They want the customers they have consuming more Azure, and they want the partners that matter most to them to be helping with that. And so based on what I've seen initially, you've really got to drive some numbers. get to that 70 figure and to get the solution partner designation in this program. And by the way, you can be a part of the program if your score is below 70, but you just can't really call yourself a certified anything, essentially, as a member of the partner program. So what does this mean? Let's kind of put this in the context, first of all, of the new commerce experience, which is this giant shakeup of the cloud program and how that works, that partners have been dealing with or still dealing with. That program is rolling out now. Now they find out that all the rules are going to be changing, basically, with respect to being a Microsoft partner. I mean, essentially, what we're learning here is, and this isn't new. It really shouldn't be new to anyone watching here right now. I think we knew all of this. We've known all of this for a while. If anything has really kind of hammered it home, it's this, which is that if your business is kind of built around reselling licenses, whether those are Microsoft licenses or somebody else's, the long-term prospects for that business model aren't looking great. And it goes even beyond reselling licenses. We've been talking about how if your business is built around managing devices and endpoints, that model isn't looking good from a long-term perspective. But reselling licenses certainly isn't. You really, really have to be making that transition that people have been talking to for a while towards being the trusted advisor, towards being the company that maybe takes the Microsoft cloud, wraps intellectual property around it, configures it, customizes it, adds value to it. You've got to be more really than a reseller or even an old school MSP going forward, I think, to continue to be successful in this industry right now. And I'm thinking right now, Jay McBain, the Forrester analyst, had a post about this yesterday on Facebook that I saw. And Jay is watching right now. He told me that he watches this program. Hello, Jay. Saw the post yesterday. And there was a lot of wisdom that you packed into that one paragraph there. But the thing that just popped into my head was at the very end of that, you said, this isn't like a couple of years ago when Microsoft rescinded the internal use rights for their cloud products, and everybody yelled and screamed, and within a few weeks, Microsoft backed off. They're not backing off of this, and they're not the only ones who are thinking this way or are going to be thinking of this way going forward. Again, this is the manifestation and acceleration of a trend that we've seen coming in the industry, and what it means for our audience is you really need to be thinking about how you make money going forward to make sure that the model you're betting on is going to remain viable.
Well, I tell you what, Rich, when I had my MSP back in the, early 2000s, we thought the Microsoft Partner Program was tough then. We maintained a gold certified partner designation for several years, and we thought it was tough then. And it has just continued to be getting tougher and tougher and tougher as Microsoft forces partners to where they want them to be, and candidly where they should be, right? This is where the industry is going. I mean, if you're not a cloud solution expert and a cybersecurity expert, then you should be skating faster toward those pucks because that is where we are going. Infrastructure is becoming less and less important. Devices are becoming less and less important. We're moving toward app-based productivity tools that can be used on any mobile device, smartphones. I don't know about you, Rich, but I spend, way more time doing business stuff on my smartphone than I ever have in my life, right? Just because we are mobile now. We can do these things. The apps are now mature. And you're right about partners that think, and I don't know how many of them are left, to be candid, that they can make money reselling licenses. It's not about that. That is the cost of entry to build client relationships, right? You're going to have to provide licensing for these applications that business owners need, but you're not going to make money doing it, at 8, 12, 16%, whatever it is, right now on some of these things. And plus, now you have the higher risk of having to subscribe, right? To get the best discounts for your clients for 12 months in advance. And you, the partner now, are responsible for making those subscription payments. So, you better start thinking differently quick. and making sure that, like you said, Rich, you're adding value. Like these are the things I remember when we used to sell, managed services back when we called it flat fee IT services, right? Before managed services became a thing, being kind of at that tip of the spear back in the early 2000s. And it was all about getting clients to understand that, yes, these things that you hold a lot of value in, like can we, support that server? Can we support these users? Of course we can, but the real value in those relationships, and this is how we sold consultatively, is the strategic value that we bring to our clients to help them get to where they want to go from a business perspective, right? We'll manage all the noise and all this stuff, but we will bring you strategic solutions and roadmaps to guide you to make the most out of the technology that you've already invested in, and also introduce you to things that you should be considering that can help you do things more efficiently, more securely, right? With more redundancy to manage a business continuity and things like that. And this is the message that I think you're sharing here for channel pros and MSPs is, listen, you're gonna do that stuff, but don't make that your value proposition to your clients, right? You have to be skating towards that strategic, trusted advisor brand and image. And clients that don't get it, that are worried about what things cost and how quickly you can respond to them, even when they're not paying you to do so, those folks should be in your rearview mirror as you bring on these more strategic clients, introducing them to these services and solutions and helping accelerate that movement, those cloud migrations to the cloud, that heightened security that not only reduces their risk, but your risk as a provider as well.
Last thought, completely agree. Last thought here, or last thing I'll observe is there's actually a dashboard available on the Microsoft Partner Network portal right now. You can go right now and see what your partner capability score is today, and then think about whether you can get it up to 70 by October or not. And if not, what you're going to do about that. I mean, none of this is going into effect tomorrow. You've got time to think about this. And frankly, from my perspective, I don't expect this to cause a lot of partners to just stop partnering with Microsoft. But I do think there are a lot of companies out there that are going to have to think differently about their expectations with respect to how much Microsoft is going to be investing in them and what they're going to need to do, how they're going to need to invest in themselves accordingly. So I know this is something we're going to be talking about more between now and October, Eric.
I have one last thought to add. Yes, and that is, you're reminding me about this partner capability score. Think if partners had customer capability scores, right? Where would your customers rank? And whose fault is it if they don't rank highly, right? Think about it.
Very interesting question. Well, we will let people ponder that as we dive into your tip of the week, Eric, which from my perspective is kind of a timely topic.
Thanks, Rich. Good setup, right? So tip of the week. I had an experience that I was sharing with you off camera, Rich, about, a friend of one of my sons who just got a job, first real job at an engineering firm. And what struck me was the story that he shared about the CEO of this company. This engineering firm is, it's got it going on. There's 4 or 5 different locations in the U.S. and I think one international location that they're building. So there's, a few hundred people in this engineering firm. And what struck me was when he shared with me that the CEO, he's this new kid, right? Early 20s, just got his engineering degree, out of college and first real job. This CEO took him to go visit client locations where he's been working a little bit on the engineering projects and had him go out and meet some of the team there and took him around. And he said every month the CEO does something for that entire location. Like we'll take them out and they're going to go drive some golf balls at the driving range. They'll go out and they'll, take them out to, go do something fun. I think he said they're going to take them to K1 this weekend, which is kind of one of those little go-kart indoor racing tracks we have down here in Irvine, California. And it just struck me as like a CEO with that kind of responsibility still has that awareness to say, I'm going to appreciate every member of my staff and I'm going to do things to reflect that appreciation. So the tip of the week is, and we used to do this in my MSP too, Rich. We would try to shut down as much as we could and take the team out. We didn't have hundreds of staff, okay? So let's just put it that way. We had, maybe 14, 15 at our height. The bigger we got, the tougher it was to do. But when we were smaller, we could kind of take our mobile, cell phones with us and a laptop if we needed, and I'd take the team out and we'd go see the new Star Wars movie that came out. Right? We can take a couple hours in the middle, of a Friday when things are a little slow and try to do that, but still respond. Of course, we had technicians running in and out of the theater, more often than I would have liked because we had clients. But it's that giving back. It's that care and the appreciation that the staff needs to have and feel appreciated now. That is the tip of the week, and like you said, very timely in today's business environment where staff is leaving, staff is getting poached, right? The Great Resignation, whatever you want to call it, and it's really tough to replace those team members. And a lot of the time, especially with technicians, what motivates them isn't a bigger paycheck, but it's that feeling of appreciation, that feeling that they're learning something new, that their career path is they're growing into something different. So we've talked on the program before, Rich, about doing that planning, right, mentoring and coaching, and taking our staff, and showing them what different positions they can compete for, and look at what their trajectory is within the business and give them that vision to say, yes, I'm working towards something. I get these competencies now with the new Microsoft program. Those are changed now, but if I can, get through that, then I can earn a better role with better salary, right? So it's not, in many cases, the salary alone that, in my opinion, causes technicians to leave, but it's other things as well. Now, if they're getting an offer that's a better salary and they're struggling because they love it here and they want to stay, then maybe you can, give them a counter offer and keep them. But if they're not feeling appreciated and valued, they're going to bounce, right? So just a little bit of awareness today on the tip of the week.
And I do think it's timely advice because of the so-called Great Resignation and what a competitive labor market it is out there. But the other thing, of course, is we are for the foreseeable future in an era of hybrid work. There are plenty of channel pros out there who have all of their people in the office together all of the time, which makes showing appreciation a little bit easier. But if you have a partially remote workforce, it gets harder to establish and maintain that culture, that company culture. And that's why things like outings of the sort that you're talking about
Mm-hmm.
are really something to think about. These events that you put on the calendar that everyone is going to be at, regardless of whether they work in the office or from home,
Yep.
so that everybody is together and you can at least sometimes create that sense of community among your employees. I think it's in the hybrid work era, it is more challenging to build and maintain culture. And I do think that getting people together, whether that's in the office or at a go-kart, place or whatever, I think it is an important part of the formula for doing that correctly.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Well, that leaves us with time for just one more story here this week. And comes to us from the UK. Now, Eric, I will not say with pride, but I will admit that there have been nights in my life when I may have had a little too much to drink. I don't think I've ever gone quite this far, though. So this story comes to us from a pizza shop in Royton, which is a town in Oldham, England, where they were cleaning up in the early hours, the wee hours on a Sunday, so after a Saturday night, and they found a full set of dentures on the floor in the bar area of the eatery. Now, as of the publishing of this story, nobody had come to claim the teeth either. which means either somebody didn't really need them, dropped out of the pocket. Why am I going to go back and get my teeth? Or somebody woke up Sunday morning and really didn't know where their teeth went, didn't even know where to begin looking for them. Uh, I don't know. The bigger mystery maybe is who takes their teeth out to eat pizza. I don't know. There's a lot going on in this story, Eric.
Yeah, not what you want to lose when you're at the bar. And on that note, just checking my MSP Happy Hour Cyber Cosmo drink. No teeth in my glass. So
Thank
toast to
goodness.
that.
I will toast to that as well. Well, folks, that is all the time we've got this week. Thank you so much for joining us. We're going to be back again next week with another episode for you. We are both a podcast and a video these days. If you're watching the video, but you like podcasts, you will find us on your favorite podcatcher, whether that's Stitcher or Spotify, Google, Apple. Please find us there, subscribe, rate, and review so other folks out there can find the show and enjoy it as well. If you're listening to the podcast, but you want to check us out in video and take a look at the Cyber Cosmo, best place to do that is the ChannelPro Network channel on YouTube. You can become a subscriber there as well. And if you click the bell icon, you'll even get notified when the new episodes go up. You will not find an article yet about the changes to the Microsoft Partner Program on our website, channelpronetwork.com, but you will at some point soon. And there's always great stuff about other topics going up there every day. So please visit channelpronetwork.com every day. Please visit as well ericksimpson.com on a regular basis, not only because you will learn more about Eric and the work that he does with his clients, but you'll also find out when the next MSP Happy Hour is happening and what they're going to be mixing there and how to mix it yourself. Lots of good reasons to go to ericksimpson.com. So folks, again, that's all the time we've got this week. Thank you so much. We're going to see you again next week. Until then, please enjoy the rest of your week. Eric and I are enjoying the rest of your week already.